So it's our third day here in Kathmandu, but we are heading up to Pokhara today, which is a beautiful city. You're going to love it. We have been staying at the Nepali Gar Hotel, G-H-A-R in Tamil, which is a nice hotel. It was set up by our tour group. Has everything you need, certainly. Good buffet breakfast, and good location for other restaurants and cafes and everything else. So I haven't talked yet about what we're actually going to be doing here in Nepal. First of all, we're going to be doing a driving tour covering much of Nepal, including Mustang region in the north, which you're going to see. It's a restricted zone. And then we're going to be seeing some other areas as well. But for today, we're just going to be heading up to Pokhara, and we'll see what's there. This is the domestic flight, domestic airport to Pokhara. So we have arrived in Pokhara after a few hour delay in Kathmandu, and we're just going to stop in here very quickly for lunch. This is Sherpa Kitchen, and it was actually made by our Sherpa guide for this trip, which is Hassan Sherpa. So he's going to show us what we have here. I have been here once. Now it is recording. Okay. Okay, so we are at Sherpa Kitchen, and we're going to try some different local foods here. And Hassan, maybe you can tell us something about Sherpa Kitchen.
Namaste. So this is two very popular selling item in this restaurant. The one here is called sikuti, which is a buffalo fried meat that is dried and then later fried with tomato and coriander, onion, and it's usually taken with the drinks with alcohol, and you have some salad on the side. And on this side you have fried potato, which is also known as piro aloo, very popular among the Nepali, always taken as a snacks.
Okay.
I hope you will love it. Please try.
Let me try.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try one too.
Very good.
Spicy. Is it not spicy for you?
It's a nice heat.
Is it? Oh.
Like
So we have other more item. So this is a typical Sherpa food called thenduk, which is more like a stew. You have mixed vegetable like potato, carrot, and beans with egg and chicken. So normally taken during the winter time. So Sherpa people eat this because we live in the mountain. It's cold place. So this keeps you very warm, you know. So this is very very delicious. I'm sure you like it. Okay. Please try. That's yours.
Okay.
Thenduk.
Thenduk. This looks like egg.
Yeah.
It's one thing I've never had before, for sure.
So many of my say.
Good. It's very different. Yeah. It's not like Sherpa stew, for sure.
Is it?
I wouldn't say it's like Sherpa stew. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
The broth might be a little similar, but it's quite nice. This is Pokhara waterfront. It's a bit of a dreary day here in Pokhara. It's unusual. We're only here for today, and then we're moving north tomorrow to Lower Mustang to Marfa. But we're going to be back in Pokhara later in the trip, so we'll show you better then. But I'll show you just a little bit of the waterfront of Pokhara, which is beautiful. It's surrounded by hills. this nice lake. And then beyond these hills is the big mountains, the Annapurna range of mountains, which unfortunately you can't see right now because it's not clear, but hopefully we'll get clear views later. There are places in the waterfront to rent these rowboats by the hour. You can either take them yourself and row them yourself, or you can hire a boatman to row them around for you. And there's places to go on the lake, like there's restaurants along the lake, or you could take them over to this little island, and there's a temple on this little island. And you can also take them over to the entrance to the World Peace Pagoda. Lots of people selling stuff all along the waterfront. There's a nice walkway here that goes the length of the lake. And then one street over is the main street, which has everything for trekkers, just all kinds of restaurants and cafes, hotels, bars, anything you could possibly want. Pokhara is sort of a trekking haven for people coming to see the Annapurna range of mountains in particular, which is very popular. And there's a lot of tourists usually here. We're early season though, this is only February, there's not a lot of tourists here yet. Pokhara is the second largest city in Nepal, but there's a much calmer vibe here. Very relaxed, and not so much traffic or noise.
It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? We let it go, will we hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will we hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. We let it go, will we hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will we hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much.
So you may have noticed that I'm walking alone by myself here in Pokhara, and that's because Wanda's not feeling well. Hopefully just the jet lag and normal stresses for traveling halfway around the world. Hopefully that's all it is, and she'll be back and feeling better soon. So I'm just having dinner by myself here. Coming to a fan favorite here. It's called Moon. Jesus. Sorry. It's called Moon Dance. The restaurant's called Moon Dance, and it's used to be very popular. I'm sure it still would be if there were tourists here, but I don't see very many tourists around at all. I was here in 2014 and there were tourists everywhere. This restaurant was absolutely packed. And I was here in 2020, right at the start of, you know what, COVID, and this place was empty, and a motorcycle just fell over here on the ground. That's not good. And the place was empty then, much as it is today. I mean, there's just nobody here. It's just me. But it is a great restaurant, and I'm just gonna have a quiet dinner, I guess, above the traffic of the main street here. We'll see how it turns out. You know, I really do have to feel sorry for the people of Nepal. It is such a beautiful country, and they've been hit so hard by various disasters over the years. They had an enormous earthquake in 2015 that killed thousands of people, and left so many others homeless. And that also brought on a drop in tourism that went on for about 3 years. And the country really relies on tourism to a large degree. And then, just as it was starting to rebound, COVID happened and the country shut down. just after I left. And it still hasn't completely rebounded from that yet. So there's not a lot of tourism around yet. It's February now, 2023, and hopefully tourism will start to come back. And some of the people that are relying so heavily on tourism will be able to pick up some income again, because I know friends here that have lost their businesses, that have lost their incomes, that haven't had any clients. The trekking companies, for example, haven't had any clients for 3 years. And hopefully they start to get some work soon so they can start feeding their families. If you want to help Nepal, come here for sure. It's one of the most affordable places to go, one of the most beautiful, hospitable places to go, and they really need your business here.
So I got this great steak sizzler here. A meal like this, even at a high-end tourist restaurant like this, is far under $20 US. Usually a lot cheaper than that, and that's complete with this giant beer. Now this is not beef. It'll likely be water buffalo. But water buffalo is great, and so is yak meat. They're great substitutes for beef. You of course can't get beef here. Cows are held sacred.
Much as they are in India. But you can get yak and water buffalo anywhere in place of meat, and they're a great substitute. So in Pokhara we stayed at the Hotel Haven Ganga, which is a fairly nice hotel. Hotels, of course, are all arranged by the tour company, and so far they've been sort of like an American 3-star with breakfast included. As we move further north, the accommodations will become more and more basic as things get more and more remote. Today we're heading up to Marfa, which is at a much higher altitude, close to 9,000 feet. And we're going to be trading our car in for a 4x4 Jeep because cars aren't going to make it much further north than this.
Okay, so now you see all the Annapurna range. So the first one, the big one there is Annapurna South, which is 7,219 meters. The one small lump here is called Himchuli, 6,441. Right behind these two mountains, you see Annapurna 1. You just see the ridge, which is 8,091 meter, followed by Gangapurna behind, the one with just lots of snow, 7,500. And this is the holy mountain known as Fishtail. In Nepali we say Macha Puchre, which is 6,993. Now you come here, you see Annapurna 4, and then Annapurna 2, the black one. Then over there, the big one with the snow is called Lamjung Himal. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like to introduce you with our driver. He will be with us for another next 1 week through the whole trip. So Prakash from Pokhara. Yeah.
Excellent.
And you know they're from Canada, no? Wanda, and Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it's just anything.
What are you doing, babe?
You're going to review the cookies, aren't you?
Really? Digestive cookies that can be found worldwide?
So along the trail up to Marfa, there's plenty of places to pull over to look at the Annapurna range of mountains. And then you can also see Mount Golgari here, which is one of the top 10 tallest mountains in the world. Well over 8,000 meters. have made it to Marfa, which is a nice little town. We're actually going to stay here. We're going to push on. We're going to try to get past Johnson and all the way to Kagbini today and see Marfa later. So we are going to see a little of Marfa after all, just a little tour here, walking through the village.
So now we're walking to the main village of Marfa. So you walk through the small alley, through the village to the Tibetan shops, and we go to the monastery. And monastery is a bit high up. You have to climb a bit up from where you can see the whole village. Beautiful view, and then a little bit walk further, we'll meet the car. Cool. Back to our lodge. So now,
Just a little bit up
yeah.
in Sherpa terms.
If you look at the group, you see all these are like firewood. So in old days, it's like a culture now, you know, tradition. In old days, you believe if the more wood you have at your home, you are the richest, you know.
Okay.
So they give their daughter. So these are prayer flags with 5 different colors: yellow, green, red, blue, white. It all symbolize the 5 different elements in our Buddhist religion. So red is fire, green is environment or nature, yellow is earth, blue is sky, and white is water.
You're on camera. that's totally going to make the cut too.
The water bottle was leaking and my butt's wet.
Really?
Yes.
How old is this village, do you know?
I'm not really sure how old it is.
Old.
But very old.
Very old? Is it very old?
Yeah, it is. It is.
The construction of the walls is different than I've seen before. It's different than anywhere I've seen it in Nepal before.
Yeah.
I thought most of these were houses, but they're actually shops.
Yeah, shops. So this is where the monastery is.
Steep steps.
The view from the top is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Oh, now I'm on the wrong side.
Yeah, you are.
Stuck underneath.
Wrong side.
When you turn this around, you have to recite a prayer. Oman Himehi, Oman Himehi, Oman Himehi, Oman Himehi, Oman Himehi. You see the monks? Hello.
here?
We are 2885.
Can feel it a bit.
Yeah. With the process.
First time I felt the altitude this trip. We're actually up about 2,000 meters from this morning.
So Mike, all these are wood stored for winter. But these days they have gas stove heaters, so they don't use firewood more. But they've been here for many years now.
Just a sign of wealth.
Yeah. And that's Nilgiri still ahead of us.
What is this little monastery up here?
No, that's where the people are like walking, like you know, it's on the right.
Oh, it's It's just down at the monastery.
Yeah.
Very nice. Feeling the altitude? We're up about 2,000 meters from this morning.
2,800.
No, from this morning.
Oh yeah.
It's a big increase. Checking out the monastery. You gonna ring the bell?
Sometimes they have kind of.
Did you fall off?
I'm almost dead.
So in our Buddhist culture, we have these three main gods in each and every Buddhist house you go. Some people have photos. Rich people have statues of these gods. So the one in the middle is, of course, Lord Buddha. The one on the right is known as Guru Rinpoche, who is also known as a teacher of Buddhism. He brought Buddhism into the world. Yeah, and then here is also Phal Cherenje, the god of wealth. So these three gods, if you go to any Buddhist house, you will see them. So every morning when you wake up, before you eat anything, you fill these 7 bowls with water. So that is something you offer to God. Then after you offer them, then we eat. And just before the sunset in the evening, you take the water back into a kettle, and then you pour them into the garden or plant anywhere, somewhere clean. And say every day we do the same. And then we burn the incense, and that's where you burn the incense. And during the some special time, we also have prayers. So we have to bring monks from the village or some other places, and they do prayers for us. That's to bring good life or good health for the family. So all these books that you see, like you have Bibles in your country, these are Domang. That's for Buddhist people. So these are all written in Tibetan script. Only the monks can read it. It goes from left to right, and there are many hundreds and hundreds of pages.